over the years, because I've had a studio at home forever, when we had time off, I always wrote stuff. I still have, I don't know how much material, hours of stuff that I would develop, with maybe with drum samples, and sometimes I got friends to come in and play on some of this. And I think I spoke to you about it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Um, because Steve Howe was doing this. He was releasing some of his demos,
Right.
right? We were talking about that, and it occurred to me that this would be a great avenue for me, a way of releasing some of this kind of cool music that was from the time, not super produced, not big record kind of thing, but really cool little vignettes, musical vignettes, of where I was at that time. So I still have all that stuff. Still talk about doing it. I've done some writing. After we finished the last tour in 2015, I couldn't sit still, so I started just writing on my own and doing some stuff. Geddy was working on his book. We talked about getting together and doing some stuff together, but it got very, very busy for him, even after he finished writing the book, taking it on the road. And so he never got a chance to sit down and start working or just having some fun together. We still talk about it, and I'm sure we will. Of course, now with the pandemic, it's kind of wrecked things for a bit, but we're both eager to get back together and kind of get back into that thing that we've done since we were, 14 years old, that we love to do, and we work really, really well together. So we'll see what happens with that, but I don't know. I go back and forth. I'm kind of a lazy person, and the prospect of doing a record after doing Victor and spending a year on it, and knowing what it took, I don't know if I'm in such a big hurry to go through that sort of thing again. The advantage of working on my own in my own place is that I can work whenever I want to, and it takes the pressure off a big release. Those days are sort of over, anyways. I would just love to share some of my music if anyone's interested in hearing it, uh, at some point in the future.
At the time, you had said that you'd love to put something together and get this music on the road. Looking forward, I mean, we're in this global nightmare, but we all hope, all touring musicians, that we're gonna beat this. Do you envision that maybe that you even a short tour where you can do this material and then some brand new stuff altogether? Is there a thought of that?
I Honestly, I think it's very unlikely.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's going to get back on the road for a while yet. Probably for another year. It's great that we have the vaccines, and although it's been a slow beginning, it'll ramp up, but it's still going to be. You're talking about 350 million people in America, and I know in this country, we're in single digit progress with vaccines. Like I said, it'll get better, but it's going to be a while yet, and I think we're going to be in the same state for another year. And then things, I guess, will turn around, and we'll get back into touring and live concerts and all of that stuff. But I gotta say that I'll be 68 if that happens in a year from now, and I don't know. At this age, I don't really have an interest in doing it. We toured for 40 years. I lived in hotels for 40 years. I was away from the people that I loved, and that's all part of it, and I don't regret it. And it was great, and that's the price you pay. I hardly saw my dad when I was growing up. He had three jobs because he had to pay mortgages and look after ourselves, and wanted to, get a leg up. So he worked like a maniac. So we all make that sacrifice, I think, in whatever we love and our passion. But after spending 40 years of doing that, honestly, I can't see myself sitting in a hotel room, with the remote in my hand going through the channels, just because I have to wait for sound check, or because I don't feel like going out because I don't really know what to do in town, and all of that stuff. That's kind of out of my life now. And the fact that we've been off the road for over 5 years, I don't really miss it. I love playing. I do a couple of gigs here and there locally, and it's always a treat to get up and play in front of an audience. But I can't say that I have this, gnawing desire to get out and do it. I did it. 40 years is a long time to be in a band and touring the way we did. Very, very few bands that have done that.
You guys did the miles, and you really wrote the book on a lot of that. Well, hopefully, if there's one or two special shows, we will travel. Just if you just did something in Toronto, but that's again very you know
Never say never, right? It's you never know. And I think Getty, I don't know if Getty feels quite the same way that I do. I think he'd be up for doing something live, in whatever form that is. But we haven't really gotten to that point in a conversation. So